on my paper, I folded the paper into two, then I measured my shoulder to my chest line, shoulder to my breast point, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waistline, and then shoulder to the length of the fabric. Then I went ahead to measure my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. Then I marked it down from the breast point to the length of the clothes. Then I went to my under bust area, then I marked in 1 inch, then I marked out 1 inch also. Then I'm slanting the line from the under bust, from the 1 inch I measured to the length of the fabric on both sides, to the length on both sides. So I would go up from my bust measurement. So from the under bust, I'm drawing a line up to my breast point. So I'm drawing a line to my breast point. Okay, make sure your line at the under bust doesn't have a sharp edge. So try to make sure it doesn't have a sharp edge. I'm using a freehand method. Make sure it doesn't have any sharp edge. Then my chest line, I'm going up by 1.5 inch. You can go up by 2 inch, you can go up by 1 inch, you can even go up by half an inch. It depends on how you want the upper part to be, how open you want your breast part to be. So I went up, I drew a straight line from the breast point to the chest line. Then I measured 1 inch on both sides also. Then you draw a line, a slanted line to your breast point. Draw a slanted line to your breast point on both sides. So at the middle part, you go in by half an inch. You go in by half an inch, then you draw the line. You can see how I'm drawing mine. You draw the line to, this is a very simple method, a simpler method, and so you draw the line down to your chest line. You draw the line to your chest line. So on the breast point, so on the side bust, so my breast point to my under bust is 3 inches, so I added half an inch to it. That was what I marked there. And on the breast point area, so I also came in by half an inch. Then I drew a line, a curved line from the breast point to the under bust. So you do that on the two sides, on the other side too. So from where I marked, from that 3.5 inch, I drew a curved line down to my under bust area too. Then I linked it to my armhole, to the line I drew on the chest area. So this is it. This is the drafting of your corset, of the upper part of your corset. Then you measure your measurements. So my bust is 36, so you divide it by 4, then you add your 2 inches allowance, sewing allowance to it. So after marking your bust measurement, you will add your 2 inches sewing allowance to it. Then you go to your waistline. So my waistline is 7, so you'd add, don't forget to add the I think 1.5 inch that you No, it's not. Yeah, 1.5 inch. That it's at the middle part. Don't forget to add it to your measurements. Then on the length, you are using your hip measurements on the length because it's going to sit on your hip. So you measure your hip measurements divided by 4 plus your 2 inches sewing allowance. Then you draw it out. So that is it. You draw it to the measurements. So make sure that curve area is not that part on the waistline is not like, doesn't have a sharp edge. Just make sure it doesn't have a sharp edge. So you correct that part, and yes, this is the drafting of your corset. So on the neck area, I'm going in by 3.5. Then my shoulder is 4 inches. So from my shoulder, so I slanted from my shoulder. I slanted the parts going into the armhole. As I came down by 1/2 inch. Then I slanted the shoulder. So this is for my neckline. I eventually changed the neck pattern of the dress. I eventually changed it. This is not the neck pattern I later went for. You can see it at the beginning of the video. So you cut it out. So I placed the front. I folded another paper into 2. Then I placed the front on the paper to cut the back of the corset. So I placed the back on the front on the back to cut the back measurement. Then you cut it out. So after cutting it out, you use the marker to notch your breast points, waist, under bust, your length. So you use the marker to draw a line. So you measure your back measurements, then you measure your shoulder, then you draw a straight line down at the back. So then you label. Don't forget to label so you will not make a mistake. So chest line, breast points, under bust, waist, and the length of the clothes. So then I'm going in from the chest line. I'm measuring 3 inches because that's how wide I want the back to be open. So then I'm drawing a slanted line down to the length of the dress. So for my neckline, I came down by 1 inch, then going by 3.5. Yes, that's 3.5. Then I drill a circle, like a curved circle to the chest line, because that's how that opening of the back. Yeah, that's I want a circle, a round shape. So then I measure my armhole, then so to get the shoulder, so that's it. Then I slanted my shoulder too. Slanted my shoulder. Then I cut it out. So guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your support would actually go a long way. Thank you. So after cutting it out, I go ahead to cut it on my fabric. Then I placed it on my fabric. Then I make sure I cut them out. And don't forget, I added my sewing allowance to the paper already, to the pattern already. So I'm just going to place it on the cloth. Then I'm going to cut it out. Then I went ahead to cut the lining. So before placing the cup on it and before sewing it on my machine, then I actually sewed the cup just a few inches down so that the cup could stand well. So it can stand well. So then this is it. I'm trying to show you how it would be.